In Father's Presence. That is the chapter from the Living English. So I'm going to explain this chapter. This extract is from Swami and Frames, a popular children's book by well-known writer R.K. Narayan. Means what? This extract means what the part of this story, that is the story of Swami and his frames, and this is story that has been taken from very well known person, and his name is R.K. Narayan. It is about 10-year-old Swaminathan and short form Swami and his everyday adventures in fictional town of Malgudi. Fictional town means what? Not real. It's imaginary. Every day he is doing some adventures in that fictional town of Malgudi. Here we see Swami is struggling with the mysteries of mathematics as his father tries to get him to study during the summer holidays. Now, in this story, what happened? Swami's father he tells Swami to study during the summer holidays, and when Swami start solving rather sums, he get many mysteries. Means what? He was uncomfortable. He was confused. How many days is it since you have touched your books? Father asked as he blew off the fine layer of dust on Swaminathan's book. Now, Swaminathan's father he asked from Swaminathan that from how many days did you not touch the book? While he was just blowing off the fine layer that was covering the main, you can say, cover page of the book of math, and cleared the web that an industrious spider was weaving between the corner of the table and the pile of the book. And he cleared out that web as well that was made by the hard-working spider between a corner of the table and a pile of book. Pile means what? Good in number. Swaminathan viewed this question as a gross breach of promise. Gross breach of promise what? He was totally surprised, shocked rather, because earlier his father made some promise for him, that means what? He would not do anything during the summer holiday. Should I read even when I have no school? Now he asked from his father, should he read when he has no school? Do you think you have passed the BA? Father asked. Now his father replied, do you think that you have passed? Have you done graduation? I mean, father, when the school is closed, when there is no examination, even then should I read? Then he said, means what Swami said, if the schools are closed and there is no examination as well, in even that condition I should read. Now his father said, what a question, you must read. He said, what? You must read. But father, you said before the examination that I needn't read any. They were over. Even Rajams does not read. Now he said, Father, you said me earlier that after the examination you need not to read anything. Whatever you have read already. Even my friend Rajam, he does not read. As he uttered the last sentence, he tried to believe it. He clearly remembered Rajam's complaining bitterly of a home tutor who came and pestered him. Now, when he spoke the last words, uttered means he spoke the last sentence rather. Suddenly, what he started remembering Rajan's complaint means what his friends complained about his home tutor who was coming every day to teach him. Pestering means what? Teasing him for 2 hours a day, thrice a week. He used to teach 2 hours thrice a week. Means what? 3 days a week. Father was apparently deaf to Swaminathan's remark. He stood over Swaminathan and set him to dust. his book and clean his table. Now what happened? The father, he was completely deaf, means what, he was not listening, he was ignoring Swaminathan's remarks. And what happened? He stood very close to the Swaminathan. He stood over, means what, very close to him, and he said to the Swami to clean his books and clean his table as well. Half an hour later, Swaminathan sat in his father's room in a chair. After half an hour, Swaminathan sat in a chair of his father's room with a slate. Have you done the sum? Father asked, looking over the newspaper he was reading. Now father asked, have you completed that sum? And he was reading, he was looking over the newspaper which he was reading. Now Swaminathan answered, Father, will you tell me if the mangoes were ripe? Now he asked from his father, can you tell me if those mangoes were ripe? Father regarded him for a while and, smothering a smile, remarked, now father, he gave him a look rather, and he was trying to not to laugh at him. Do the sum first. I will tell you whether the fruits were ripe or not afterward. And he said, do the sum first. Then I'll let you know. Swaminathan felt utterly helpless, completely helpless. If only father would tell him whether Rama was trying to sell ripe fruits or unripe ones, what avail would it be to tell him afterwards? He's thinking that if his father would tell him that whether fruits were ripe or unripe, so what he would get after telling this? He felt strongly that answer to this question contained the key to the whole problem. And he said, what? This is the main problem of this question. It would be scandalous to expect 15 annas for 10 unripe mangoes. And you can see, and he said what? Scandalous means what? Wrong and shocking. He said what? If mangoes were ripe, unripe rather, so it's not good to expect 15 annas for 10 unripe mangoes. But even if he did, it wouldn't be unlike Rama. And if he is expecting it, so he is not like Rama, whom Swaminathan was steadily beginning to hate. Now, from the beginning, he started to hate that person and invest with the darkest quality. And he was filled with the darkest quality, means what, he was thinking that Ram is not a good person. Father, I cannot do the sum. Swaminathan said, pushing away the slate. Now he pushed away his slate and he said, what? I cannot do this sum. What is the matter with you? You can't solve a simple problem in simple proportion. Means what, this sum belongs to proportion. We are not taught this kind of things in our school. Now Swaminathan answered, he was not taught that kind of a question in the school. Get the slate here. I will make you give the answer now. Swaminathan waited with the interest for the miracles to happen. Father studied the sum for a second and asked, what is the price of 10 mangoes? Now, his father asked, give me the slate. And now Swaminathan was very much excited to know that what is the answer. So what happened? His father asked from him, just tell me how much money he is looking for. 10 mangoes. Swaminathan looked over the sum to find out what part of the sum contained the answer of this question. Now he went through the question and he was looking for this answer. I don't know. And at last he said, I don't know. Then after, you seems to be an extraordinary idiot. Now read the sum, come on. How much does Rama expect for the 10 mangoes? And he said, what? You are extraordinary idiot. And now again he said, go through the question and read, just tell me how much money he is expecting for 10 mangoes. 15 annas, of course, Swaminathan thought, but how could that be its price? Just price. Now he thought only 15 annas, but he was not satisfied that it could be a perfect price. Only 15 annas. It was very well for Rama to expect it in his avarice. Avarice means what? Greed. Means what? You can see here. He could expect more money for these ripe mangoes, but was it the right price? And then there was the obscure point, which whether the mangoes were ripe or not. At the same time, he was confused whether mangoes were ripe or not. If they were ripe, 15 annas might not be an improbable price. If only he could get more light on this point. Sorry. Now, if he thought if mangoes were ripe, so it was an improper price. Means what? That was not a perfect price. Means what? He should have taken more money. So he should focus on that point. How much does Rama want for his mangoes? Again his father asked. Then he answered 15 annas. Replied Swaminathan without conviction. Means what? He was not sure. Very good. How many mangoes does Krishna want? He said 4. What is the price of 4? Father seems to delight in torturing him. Now father was enjoying to torture him. How could he know? How could he know what that fool Krishna would pay? He was not knowing that how much money he would pay. Price rather. Look here, boy, I have half a mind to thrash you. Now he said what? I have only half mind to make you miss what? Destroy rather. Slap you. What have you in your head? Now, 10 mangoes cost 15 annas. What is the price of one? Come on, if you don't say it. And he said, what? Don't say it. Means what? Answer me. His hand took Swaminathan's ear and gently twisted it. Swaminathan could not open his mouth because he could not decide whether the solution lay in the realm of addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Now his father twisted his ear and Swaminathan could not understand. He could not open his mouth because he was not sure about that sum belongs to addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. The longer he hesitated, the more violent the twist was becoming. Miss Ward. When his father was not getting answer, he was twisting his ear more. In the end, when father was waiting with a scowl for an answer, he received only a squeal from his son. When he was expecting the answer from his son, he got the squeal, means what? Screaming, shouting from his son. I'm not going to leave you till you tell me how much a single mango cost at 15 and not for 10. Yeah, the same question. What was the matter with father? Swaminathan kept blinking. He was kept blinking with eyes, and he was thinking that what happened to his father. Where was the urgency to know its price, and why he was looking? What was urgency rather? What was urgent to know the price? Anyway, if father wanted so badly to know, instead of harassing him, let him go to the market and find it out. And he thought, if he wants to know the price, he should let him go to the market and he should ask in the market the actual price. The whole brood of Ramas and Krishna with their endless transaction with odd quantities of mangoes and fraction of monies were getting disgusting. Now all brood means you can see here all of them means what? He was confused from Rama and Krishna and their fraction of money. Father admitted defeated by declaring. Now father admitted his defeat and he said, one mango costs 15 over 10 annas. Simplified. Again he asked the same question. Here he was being led to the most hideous reason of arithmetics. Fraction means what? He was totally confused. You can see here he didn't like the topic of fraction. Give me the slate, father, I will find out. He worked and found at the end of 15 minutes the price of one mango is 3 over 2 annas. Now, father He took 15 minutes to solve that sum, and now he found that he would pay 2 annas for 3 mangoes. Sorry, 1 mangoes. He expected to be contradicted any moment, but father said, very good. Simplified further. Now what happened? Not father. His son said what? And he gave the correct answer. Now his father was impressed and he said he expected to be contradicted any moment, means what he was thinking that his father will not accept his answer. But father said, very good. Simplified further. It was plain sailing after that. It was very easy for Swaminathan. Swaminathan announced at the end of an hour agony. Agony means what? Anger. This was he was very angry and he took almost an hour. Krishna must pay 6 annas. So Krishna pay how much money? 6 annas and burst into tears and he started crying. Who? Swaminathan. At 5 o'clock, when he was ready to start for the club, Swaminathan's father felt sorry for having worried his son all the afternoon. Now his father was regretting rather for his behavior because he spoiled his whole afternoon. Now he asked from his son, would you like to come with me to the club, boy? He asked when he saw Swaminathan sulking behind a pillar. Means what, he was hiding himself behind a pillar with a woe-begone face. Means what, he was looking very sad. Swaminathan answered by disappearing for a minute and reappearing dressed in his coat and cap. Now Swaminathan, he disappeared for a minute, and when he came back he was properly dressed with his coat and cap. So this will help you to understand this chapter perfectly, and it's a request from you people to subscribe my channel and share this chapter to other students as well. Thank you. Have a nice day.